Ciao, hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Fancy and this is I am_Fancy. Man, thank you so much for your support. Thank you for your subscription, your comments and your likes. I greatly appreciate that. It means so much to me. So today here we're going to talk about the things you need to consider before making your applications to study abroad. Are you ready? Yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. One thing you need to know is that studying abroad does not only give you great education, but also it gives you a lifetime experience that you will carry along with you. You can imagine mazee in future unaambia grandchildren wako nilisoma abroad, nilifanya masters yangu abroad. They'll be so proud of you. You're making a future for your generation. You're making a future for your grandchildren, your your fourth generation. So, and this journey has been so exciting for me. I've been here for 4 years, but I've had so much fun. Despite the challenges that I come across here and there, man, we go on irregardless. Well, COVID-19 has happened and it has brought a lot of uncertainties around school, universities, and even working, and it has slowed down the processes and has affected so many students who intend to apply for opportunities abroad and even those who are studying. Now the universities in this case might, or there are higher chances that they might reduce the number of scholarships that they offer to international students, but we try irregardless. Well, one of the things you need to consider before making your applications to study abroad is what and where you want to study. You want to choose a course that you have interest in, you're passionate about, you're self-driven to, not something you're going to regret making a decision about it later, 2 or 3 years to come. This is because universities offer a degree based on your background, your age group, etc. Your background in the sense that what you did in your previous course or your previous experience will determine the course that you'll be accepted to in the university. Also choose a place that is going to be compatible with your interests and your financial capabilities, your expectation and your aspiration. Secondly, you want to check the entry requirements of the universities that you intend to make your application to. Different universities have different admission criteria, different entry requirements. For instance, some universities will require you to have IELTS, TOEFL exam test, B2 English test, GMAT, we have GRE. Those are some of the things that you need to check and know that if you have to do, you have time to prepare for it and get good grades so that you can get a higher chance of being accepted to a course that you're applying for. Third thing The third thing you want to consider before making your application is your budget and your financial planning. This is really important because financial planning will help you to go through this application process or this journey smoothly. I'm not saying that you should have a lump sum amount of money. I understand the challenges that people are going through, and when you have something to start by, hizi vitu zingine utajipanga as the time goes by. start small. Like for now, we have a period of time before it reaches February or the next year when so many universities are opening up for uh, applications to international students. Start saving little by little. Start putting that kadhaa, weka hiyo, so weka hiyo punch. By the end of 2 or 3 months, you'll have something to start by. Some of the things that you might need money for includes like application fee, translation of the documents if you're coming to you're going to a country that speak another language that's different, that's not English. We have when you need a passport, you have to apply for that. Those are some of the things that you need money for. For example, application to universities in Italy will need application fee of around a minimum of 30 euros. And also, during my time, the amount of cash was circa 40,000 for transport and all these processes. And it's not like I had 40,000 at hand. I would do something. If I know that next month I have to do translation, I'll figure out this month is tao itatoka, is 7,000 itatoka wapi. And that's how you move on. And also, guys, don't be afraid to ask for help. Sometimes speaking out, speak to someone whom you know they can help out. For example, if it was not for my community to support me during the last period of my process, like to find money for my travel expenses, it could have been hard. So speak out, seek support, ask for help. Someone might come through, you never know. Another thing you need to consider before making application is the language skill. If you're considering to go to a university in a country that does not use English as their first language, I advise you to start learning the basics of the language. For instance, if you're coming to Italy, start learning the basics of Italian language. Germany, the German language. French, Swedish, Spain, Spanish. It's going to help you a lot, because if you have an idea of the language, it's going to be of a country, it's going to so much help you to transition and fit into the system of that country smoothly. I remember when I came here with my friends with zero Italian, and it was the hardest experience I had. It's been like 4 years now, and I can say that I can comfortably speak Italian. And when I look back, I'm like, what? How did you manage that? Having the concept of the language, it's going to help you to interact with the people in the community, make friends, and even working, you lead the language for that. So having the language is really important if you want to have the best out of a country that you're going to. Fourthly, you want to ensure that you plan your time. You don't want to be running on deadlines and on the rush hour. Ensure that you check the deadlines of applications, the deadline of submission of documents. This will help you to have enough time or ample time to prepare. Like, for instance, when the application opens during February to April, if you make your application as soon as possible, you get your response earlier, and you'll have time to organize yourself on the next step to do and what you need. But when you're on the verge of doing things, the last minute rush, you end up making mistakes, and these mistakes will cost you a lot. It will cost you opportunities, it will cost you chances. So ensure that you plan your time, know when and how to do things at the right time. Also, we have jobs and money. You want to manage your money. For one thing you need to know is that the moment unapanda hiyo ndege, unatoka, the expectations of the people from your back home, si eti utakuwa unatumiwa pesa, ni wewe sasa utakuwa unatuma pesa. So, and you'll need money for your day-to-day operations and things you need. So you have to know how you're going to source in this money. And on the side of the jobs, you know that one thing you need to know is that for a student, when you go to a country with a student visa, mostly you're allowed to work for only like 20 hours a week. And that means it will limit your source of income. If you expect to be rich during that period, lower your expectation. Lower your expectation, because it doesn't the limits it with your student, because with your student visa there's no employer who is going to give you a job of 50 hours or so, apart from maybe during the summer holidays when you can find something or more hours to work. Another thing you need to consider is culture shock and homesickness. Culture shock is real, homesickness is really depends. Okay, some people are affected so much with the homesickness, others are not. The culture shock, you need, in this case, you're going to a different place where there is different food, different culture, religion, and all this. You want to know the all these things of a given country that you're going to. Homesickness now, I miss home. Like I've never been so homesick like this. I miss my son and my family, and it has been like inaongezeka all time along. So yeah, expect that. Those are the things. If you're the kind of a person who have never been away from home, you've never lived away from home, start preparing, start gaining that independence of being able to stay away from your family and be able to manage your homesickness. With the financial constraints also, it might limit you maybe traveling back home most of the time, and these are the things you need to consider. It might take you some time before going back to see your family. It depends with how heavy is your pocket, how heavy your pocket is. In addition to that, you need to check the visa norms and of a given country, because some different countries have different visa norms, visa requirements, and check out on the visas or the type of visas that you can apply for. If you're going to apply for long-term or short-term studies, internship, and all of that, so check out on these visa norms of the countries that you want to apply to. Weather is also important. Take that into consideration, because different countries have different weather conditions. We have extremes of the weather, but choose if you have health problems or health conditions that might affect you during different season or some periods of time. Consider which countries can be favorable to you and which ones are not. To add to that, we have the passport and other documents. Ensure that your passport is up to date in terms of expiry date. You're not going to travel to a country and your passport is expiring sooner. Ensure that your passport is up to date, your documents are safe. Check on the checklist of the student visa and ensure that you have all these documents that are required. Wacha niwaambie siri. Ile School of Adulting and Character Development huku inaweza kukupeleka, utafurahia mtu wangu. Not in a bad way, but in a good way that will help you to grow and help you to be independent and in so many ways. So yeah, it's worth making a try. So in my next video, I'll be talking about post-COVID situation and travel checklist to Italy. And I look forward to interacting with you. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. Hit that notification bell so that whenever I upload a video, you can be able to know about it. Thank you so much, guys, and see you next time. Ciao.